Hello. We're in the office like normal. I have things. Um, I want to make a video about physical media and why it's important. Now, not just any physical media, but like movies, or I guess any physical media really, but mainly talking about entertainment. So, what do I mean about that? So, this is a copy of Ultimate Spider-Man for the GBA, and I now you can't just buy this anymore. You can't. That's the main gist. You can't buy things like this anymore. You have to emulate or pay exorbitant amounts of price just to play classic games. Like a good example is Deadpool. Activision and High Moon Studios made this amazing game that you cannot buy anymore. Now I got this for $15 at GameStop. I want the Xbox One version, but I'll tell you what I can get because you can't get it anymore, and it's even hard to get. I mean, it's not hard to get, but it's annoying to get because why should you have to go to sites like eBay or Macari and just to get games, or even better, movies? This is a copy of Spider-Man Origins or Spider-Man Origins of a Superhero. This released and was part of a toy line for Spider-Man. Now, I can't remember. I do have the disc in here. The disc is the most important part because, well, this also came with Spider-Man 300 from Seth MacFarlane. You can't really see, I'm not gonna do like scans of this, but this has exclusive content in it that you can't get anywhere else. I'm pretty sure it hasn't even been pirated. And what does this talk about? It talks about the toy line for this, like the symbiote. So has a documentary of the black suit saga of the black suit costume, making comics the Marvel Way featurette, Hasbro's Origin of Spider-Man Origins toys featurette, and look at Activision's Spider-Man Battle for New York game. When did we ever hear about Battle of New York? Like, you can't get that shit anymore. You can't. This isn't wide release, so you can't even get stuff like that. And this proves that a toy line exists, and it was a bonus disc for Spider-Man 3. Another great example for physical media when it comes to movies, and Marvel specifically, mainly Marvel. This amazing movie, Next Avengers, Heroes of Tomorrow. This is probably the greatest Marvel movie to exist, hands down, in my opinion. And I could talk about this movie all day. If I did movie reviews, oh my god, you guys would be getting a review on it, and like a whole Marvel thing, but I want to stick to games, and I refuse to make multiple channels again. Now, basic though of this movie, 10 out of 10. Watch it if you can fucking find it, because it's not sold on Blu-ray. I looked, and I find bootleg. I want official ones. Only reason I stick to official is it feels nicer, it feels cleaner. But this movie's amazing, and I don't even think it's on Disney Plus. Neither with the old Marvel Ultimate movies or any of the other direct DVD movies, like the Doctor Strange, Iron Man movies, the Hulk versus, because it's missing some, the Wolverine versus, and I think there's even a Thor versus one. You can't find those anymore regularly. Another thing though, for that backs up this claim when we're talking about movies, Godzilla. Hard to find on streaming sites. I don't know why. Licensing, but buying physical media means you own this shit forever, and it can't just be like, oh hey, I'm gonna pull that, so now you can't watch unless you go to this other streaming site though, like HBO Max, for a show that you love and have a lot of sentimental attachment to, aka Garden Log On. Fuck you. Now, another good thing of this movie, like why movies being, you should always buy a physical copy of a movie if the movie means a damn to you. Star Wars episode, or any of the OG movies. So this is the normal widescreen edition of Revenge of the Sith, which is these are copies I grew up with. All except that Godzilla is things you have seen I grew up with, playing, watching, yes. Quite literally, apart from one, or no, two, we're going to get into here in a sec. But this I grew up watching. I'm shocked it hasn't burned out. Thank God. But this has just bonus features, right? This has 2 discs, which you don't really get anymore anyway, because fuck it, why not? So it has disc one has the original movie with commentary, then interact widescreen, capture movie captured and created directly from the digital source, subtitles, da da da. Now, disc two, the special features, a whole disc just for the special features. I'm gonna read each bullet. 6 never before seen deleted scenes created just for this release. With introductions by George Lucas and Rick McCallum. I'm not gonna read names for now, mainly because I want to keep this video short. Next, all new full-length documentary within a minute gives you the most in-depth look ever into the filming process for a Star Wars movie, from examining everything and everyone that went into the making less than 60 seconds of episode 3. Okay, take a look into the tragedy of Anakin Skywalker as he transforms into Darth Vader in the exclusive feature, The Chosen One. I don't think anyone's talked about some of these either. Witness firsthand the extreme training involved for the fight scenes. It's all for real. Go behind the making of Revenge of the Sith in an unparalleled 15-part web documentary collection, which I never did as a kid because you all could also connect to the web, and I hated that feature on DVDs. Like, Red versus Blue DVDs have that. Same with Ruby, and I'm terrified of that because that means they could easily go back and update it. So whenever I'm watching those, I'm not kidding, I turn my system Wi-Fi off. Now let's get into something a little more special though, sticking with Star Wars. A New Hope. And this is a special release set that I have 4, 5, and 6 on. The original trilogy, I have each one of their copies. And something cool about this is it has a updated live action poster. Then it has one of the drawn Ralph McQuarrie ones. I believe that's Ralph McQuarrie at least. Pretty much this poster doing like that. You can look this stuff up, but yeah, this is a limited edition of New Hope. And I'm gonna read the back to you once again. It goes the same for the other 2 movies. Disc 1, New Hope. And this is, I forgot what year, I think 2007. I got all these pretty much at the exact same time. So, web ROM to exclusive Star Wars content, widescreen format, sounds, da da da. Disc 2, original theatrical 1977 version of Star Wars. Lego Star Wars 2 demo and trailer, letterbox format, and then the normal stuff. And that's just on this, and this has 2 discs as well. So you can't watch half the shit on this. You can only watch the movie now, unless you go online, and how are you even gonna know? How? Now let's go back into the games for a brief second. Speed Racer for the SNES. You can't buy this game legally. You can pirate it or buy the physical cartridge, which is what I prefer to do, and then pirate it because that way I feel good because I own the original. And you can't do that even with the SNES Switch thing. It's mainly just licensed Nintendo games. And this was licensed by Nintendo, but it was made by Accolade, and you can't play this anymore. Games like this you won't be able to play like ever again unless you pirate them or have the original, and that's the thing. I have the physical copy, so as long as this works, hell, I could even plug it in right now and play it. But I could also download everything from that and put it on my computer, which people have already done, which I think is great. I think piracy and stuff like that, when it comes to old things like this, or this, or all the shit on this, all this needs to be more easily accessible if we're going to go into a digital format. And you, like, Xbox Game Pass don't got this, they'll never have this, unless Activision got the license again, or Marvel and Activision made a deal. You're never getting a way to play this again. You're never going to get a legit way to play this again legally. Well, I can still legitimately play that, but you're not going to be able to play it on modern hardware. And that can be said for this, you have to pirate. And that sucks. Physical media, everything should have a physical media counterpart, and I'm glad a lot of things still do. The downside, a big downside though to physical media, is it's not preserved enough. Like, not a lot of people knew about these till recently, and I don't think a lot of people still know about these. And that's something that hurts knowing. I think more people need to be made aware of these. I found something very similar, but these say widescreen limited edition, and then I checked the back, and I was at Goodwill, so I wasn't expecting much, but still. And it was even a different version of this, too, that I found at Goodwill, too. Like, and Godzilla movies. Without the physical media, yeah, Toei has all of it. Same with TriStar and Sony. But where can you watch it, you know? Disney owns all of this stuff, and they don't put it on their site. Why? When's the last time we had a big content update for Disney Plus? You know, when did we get something like that recently? We haven't gotten that. We've only gotten new episodes to current shows. Like Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. That show has yet to see a official physical release or a digital backup put anywhere. And they own that shit. I know they do. I think they're doing it because of Lightyear, but Lightyear failed, so maybe in a year or two now they might put it up, but that's the thing. Should we have to really wait? I think, like, the only physical copy is the DVD and VHS of the movie, which was a pilot for the show, and stitched into a movie, and it's amazing. I love that. There's a bootleg physical Blu-ray copy, and it's $50 fucking dollars. I want it. But that's the thing. Should we have to go to bootlegs? Should we have to go to piracy? Like this, something like this? Come on. This is, like, I can see it from a company standpoint where they don't want to take the resources, put this on a server or anything like that. What's the point? Put on a collection. People would love this, but licensing, this is an Activision title. Would they really? Would they want to compete with themselves with the Insomniac one? Maybe not. Maybe they don't want to deal with Sony and Activision and all that. But, like, I think it's worth it at the end of the day, because one day these characters' histories will start disappearing. These things, like, the fact that you can't watch a official Marvel product, a Avengers product nonetheless, is insane. And they have behind the scenes stuff, but yet they don't have this, which is officially produced. Yeah, Sony had a hand in it, so Sony would have to greenlight it too, because Sony Pictures not rated Spider-Man character 2006, and it is a Sony produced thing, so Disney would have to do something with that. But, like, we have the movies now on Disney Plus. We should get supplementary material. We should get all the shows. We should get everything, not just the shows and a couple of the movies, not just a couple of the games, not just a release of a movie, not just, because the main way you can watch Rick and Morty, unless you go to some super specific, I think the Adult Swim thing, which is annoying, is if you buy the physical, and that's great. It supports them directly, and you will never lose this. Like, obviously you can, but, like, you will never be stripped from your ownership of it because you paid for it, and they want you to pay for it now to strip it away if they feel. It's like Blockbuster. Like, that's why I like Blockbuster, but we're getting off topic. So, physical media. Buy everything physical, because you never know when it could go. You never know when Speed Racer for the SNES, like, a kid bought this not knowing it would never be made or be able to get again, and I was able to get a copy of it. Because who knows, maybe it could have just ended up destroyed. And that's one less of these, or blank, in the world, and there's only a finite amount. They're not ever going to reproduce this. This is special. Even if they put it in a collection, which would be amazing if they put it in a collection, this will never be redone. The physical media is a preservation, and the internet has really helped. And I think companies need to embrace not just one avenue of everything, but they need to embrace everything that they've done. But thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date, because you never